Hey, Eric Peacock here, Pure Beauty Fitness, personal training, group fitness, and nutrition coaching here in Lakeville, Minnesota with our Summer Shape Up Body Part Next One Up. Sorry I skipped a week. I was on family vacation last week, so I was kind of checked out, but we're back again with some more hints. And one of the things that rounds out a good physique is some nice rounded out deltoids or shoulder development. That can actually really make the arm look better. It can actually, when you have some broadness to your shoulders, it makes the waist look thinner, so we can create that contouring, that shaping of the body. So shoulder work, very important. Shoulders can tend to get weak, and as we get older, we have a poor blood supply to our rotator cuff, which tends to get weak, and then when we put a demand on it, it actually can tear or get weak, and it's much easier to injure your shoulder. So it's good. It's a good health thing as well as an aesthetic, and keep your shoulders good and strong. So I'm going to give you a few exercises here that I think are great for shoulders. One of my favorites to do is a seated arm press. Now when I do seated stuff, I notice I set the seat back a little bit. That takes pressure off your cervical spine and your lumbar spine, so you don't jack your neck up. And an arm press is just an overhead press with a little bit of a twist, literally. The nice thing about arm press is you start here at a nice stable position, and you turn and press to another stable position. You come back, pull your shoulder blades in, catch it right here close to your body, and then you turn and press 180, and then a slow 180 turn back. You want to make sure when you finish your pressing overhead that your elbows should be pretty much even with your ears. You don't want to be pressing out here. That puts a lot of stress on the shoulders, on the joint, and we want to be putting stress into the deltoid. And the nice thing is that kind of exercise, it forces you to really control the lowering, which puts your muscle under tension, and time under tension is what develops muscle development, develops actual hypertrophy or muscle development in that deltoid. So Arnold presses, I like to do about maybe 4 sets, 6 to 8 reps, about a minute rest between. The second one we want to do is lateral delts, and what I like to do to really target these, one of my old school favorite exercises is to grab onto something sturdy like a squat rack, kind of lean off to the side. We're going to grab here. I'm going to start out here where I got tension. I don't want to go all the way here where I'm just kind of sitting here resting. So I'm going to go here, raise up to shoulder height, and bring it back down right about here. Notice I don't go all the way down where I lose tension. I keep that muscle under tension. Here, come back down, come back down. I'm going to do about 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps. This is going to train the lateral head of my deltoid. Deltoid's kind of funny. It has 3 different areas. It has the frontal head, which gets a lot of work from pushing motions like bench press, dips, any type of pressing movement, overhead presses. But the lateral delt and the rear delt can be underdeveloped, so we want to make sure we kind of target them individually. So lateral raises, doing each side individually, and I kind of like to go side to side, or about 30 to 60 seconds rest after I do one side, because that'll give you about a minute total rest. 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. And then the rear delts are important too, because they help round out the shoulders if we don't want to have rounded hunchback shoulders. So rear delt kind of helps pull the shoulders back and rounds out the development. Find a bench or something you can put your head on. That takes your neck out of the equation. And I'm right here. I don't want to, like the lateral delt, I don't want to come out too far here. I'm kind of resting. Out here I have tension, so I'm going to raise up, hold, come down about even with my shoulders, raise up, hold, come down even with my shoulders. And I'm going to hold it up there for 2 seconds and let it come down slow, and that's going to really target my rear delt. You could actually set this down a little bit more. And a little training tip on this piece, and as I'm sitting here, I don't want to hunch my back, I want to push my chest towards the floor so I have a nice, straight spine. All I do is slightly put my head on there, that takes my neck out of it, helps me really target the rear delts. And I like to do a little higher reps there, so I like to do 4 sets of about 12 to 15 reps on the rear delts. Finally, we want to do a little rotator cuff. This is more for, not for aesthetics, but for keep your shoulders healthy. And a good one to do is take a tie off a piece of tubing, and we're going to do something here. It's a little combination I like to do is some external rotation here, rolling up, keeping my arm in an L, and I'm pulling from back here. I'm going to do 12 to 15 reps here, and I'm going to be like a mine in Central Park. I'm going to window wash 12 to 15 times each direction, maintaining that L, maintaining my position. I'm not going to let it pull me forward. This is going to really light up the rotator cuff. And I'm going to stop over here. Notice I line myself up here, straight out from the band, so I have a nice straight line to pull. Following up with window washers, 12 to 15 in each direction. I only do about 2 to 3 sets. You don't want to kill the rotator cuff. You just want to get it burned a little bit, keep some good circulation, keep it strong, kind of like use it or lose it. So those are some good shoulder exercises for you. That's my Summer Shape Up series. Healthy, good looking shoulders. We'll see you next week.